Hey, okay, um, yeah, you can tell by my voice that I'm recovering from sickness. Oh boy. I mean, it ravaged the house. So I got the lesser end of it, but I still got it. So I was hoping to hold off on doing videos until I wasn't doing a bad impression of Ray Romano. But here's the thing is the uh the trailer dropped for Gladiator II and stirred up a hornet's nest like you wouldn't believe. Now, 4 years ago, I did a video. This was when Ridley Scott announced that he was finally going to make this movie, and I said my piece on the matter and just figured that was the end of it. And I still stand by what I said in that this is a cash grab. It's not going to work. It's just, it's ridiculous. Well, here's the thing is with this hornet's nest just I mean, it's getting worse, you know. And so I'm going to try to make this as short as possible. Okay. I know I can get wordy and go off the rails, but I've got my notes here. And so first of all, a little bit of history on this. This is 24 years in the making, for those of you that don't know. All right. I remember now, Gladiator is one of my favorite movies. I saw it in the theater. I lost count how many times I saw it in the theater. I snuck into the theater a few times to see it. So my parents don't know that. And I'd like to keep it that way. Um, but it was like a year, 2 years after Ridley Scott already wanted to make a sequel. There were a lot of us that were like, why? Do you not know this is like a George Lucas 2.0. Now, with George Lucas, when he was making the prequels and everything, when that whole thing was going on, and we were making fun of him because you don't know your own movies. That was three movies, and how the big year gap, the gap between, I think it was like 15, 16 years in between and everything. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of a pass. This, however, was one movie. And he just wanted to turn around and already make a sequel. What are you doing? I mean, with Alien, I kind of get it, but with with Gladiator, the way it ended, done, over, move on, make other movies, which he did. I mean, you had like Black Hawk Down and a lot of those others, but now the script is all over. I'm not going to bother putting it in the description box because you can find it all over the place. But to give you an idea, he first wanted to make it about Lucius. Fine. Usually you would make it about the son of whoever, so like Maximus, but this isn't a spoiler or anything. The fact is, the son of Maximus died in the movie. You even see that in some of the trailers for, back in 2000. Um, it was the whole thing of he lost everything and now he's going to avenge. And so following Lucius, the original idea was that Lucius was trying to find more information about his dad, kind of finding himself, that whole thing. And because he knows he's named after his dad, but who is his dad? Um, and then it all of a sudden, like in the mid 2000s, like 2006, 2007, somewhere in there, this thing went off the rails. All of a sudden, he's wanting to resurrect Maximus. And Maximus turned into like this gangster, Jesus killing war machine. And I'm not kidding. this is what happened. So he's killing Jesus and his disciples to stop the spread of Christianity, accidentally kills Lucius, who apparently was supposed to be the secret love child of Maximus. That's lazy writing right there. Okay, if you were gonna pull that stunt, that's lazy writing. I'm sorry. Yes, in the first movie, it in the 2000 film, you got the idea that Lucilla and Maximus knew each other already. But as far as we knew, they knew each other when they were kids. And then Maximus went off to training for a soldier or something because she is the daughter of the emperor. So, and beyond that, we know that Maximus loves and respects the emperor. I mean, throughout the entire movie, he still shows respect for Marcus Aurelius. So I do not see I do not see him having a sexual relationship with Lucilla because of his respect for Marcus Aurelius. I refuse to believe that, and I will die on that hill. Um, again, know your movie, pal. But again, it's he turns him in, he first resurrects him and then turns him into this gangster, Jesus killing war machine. And if that's not bad enough, he turns him into like Marty McFly. He's cursed to stay on Earth because he killed his son, and he has to watch the rest of the centuries pass. Yeah, it's like, fortunately, that script was chucked. Yeah, but you can read it online. It's all over the place. It's crazy. It's you thought Dial of Destiny was weird. Oh my gosh. Now, here's the question. Do you think that other movies suffered? You know, these other Ridley Scott movies suffered because lately people are talking about how he's not putting out really good movies. And like Exodus, Gods and Kings, Robin Hood, which I don't know why Robin Hood is in there. I personally like that movie because I think Oscar Isaac played a good villain in that one, and the chemistry between Kate Blanchett and Russell Crowe were good. So I don't know, and and you know the idea, just everything about it, I thought it was good. You know, so but do you think that these movies, you know, like Napoleon and Exodus and some of these others, do you think that they have Prometheus was boring. Oh my gosh, I couldn't even finish it. I Prometheus was so bad. Oh my gosh, I didn't even understand what was going on in that movie. So these is because of his obsession with wanting to make Gladiator II, because again, 24 years in the making. That is something to think about. All right. So that gives you an idea of the history behind Gladiator II. Okay. With the big question right there. So what's the big issue with this trailer? Why is it setting people off? I mean, why? Well, the first big glaring thing is there's hip hop in the trailer. There's hip hop music going on in the trailer. And it's causing fights and all this stuff. And first of all, I talked about this in the Prince of Persia video I did earlier this year, where it's like you haven't played the game and yet you're willing to defend it like your life depends on it. Okay, you haven't seen this movie and yet you're willing to defend it like your life depends on it. It's happening again. How come all of a sudden there are Ridley Scott stands everywhere? Jeez, I'm not even kidding. It's like all of a sudden they're bending over back. Are you being paid for this? What's going on? And yeah, there's bots. I get that. But man, they come out of the woodwork like crazy. It's just ridiculous. It's like 1 minute we're hearing, oh, he's trash. His movies are trash fires and everything. But this is brought up. And it's sad. It's sad and pathetic. Do you need a job? Because it's like somebody questions something out of anything and you just flare up instantly. Oh gosh. So the reason the hip hop music is a problem, all right, for filmmakers, their movies are a product that they give to the general public, much like for a toy maker, the toy is the product. Okay. And when, like with Ridley Scott, now Ridley Scott has been doing this for decades, since before I was born. Okay. Blade Runner was released the same year I was born. That gives you an idea. Okay. I am the same age as Blade Runner. We are old. I'm also the same age as Tron, the first one. All right. Um, but the thing is, I don't know why you're giving him excuses or trying to justify his actions because he's been doing this long enough. He should know better. Okay. You say that you're giving us a movie set in ancient Rome. Okay. That includes the costume design, the set design, the soundtrack, everything. Okay. All these people that are saying, well, it's just the trailer. No, it's all of it. All of it. All of it. And especially when it is a sequel to an iconic movie like Gladiator, I don't remember hearing any of that. I remember hearing a lot of Hans Zimmer music. It's a bad business move. Think of it this way. If James Cameron had put out his first trailer for Titanic and you heard Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby. Yeah, defend that. Go ahead, defend that because it's the exact same damn thing. What's the problem? And then this is how pathetic it is that people are so desperate to defend this hip hop music showing up in this trailer for a movie that they haven't watched at all. Um, they found the Super Bowl commercial from 2000 and are saying that it is a trailer. First of all, I was there, Gandalf, 3,000 years ago. It is not a trailer. Okay, it is a commercial. All right. It is a commercial. They're like, well, their argument is, well, you didn't seem to mind when there was Kid Rock playing in the trailer from 2000. It's not a trailer. Okay. Let me give you a little history. All right. Back then, Gladiator was the number one movie. You could slap it on anything. Okay. You could put Gladiator on toothpaste, it would sell. You could put it on tires, it would sell. You could put it on orange juice, it would sell. You could put it on Kleenex, it would sell. All right. The fact of the matter is that you had the Super Bowl commercial that had footage, football footage next to movie footage. Football. And why did it do that? Because it was connected. Where do you play football? In a coliseum. Seriously, why do I have to fit the pieces together for you? People got it in 2000. Why are people dumb in 2024? It's not that hard, people. But the fact that people are just so hell bent out of shape to actually defend something that they haven't even watched yet, that they pull a Marty McFly and they're going back in time. And they're like, but this thing in 2000 that has Kid Rock playing, and so you have to be fine with this hip hop music. What next? Are you going to bring up Wild Wild West? Look, the reason that the hip hop and rap was playing in Wild Wild West is because Will Smith was in it. You expected that. You know, you had a music artist in there, but the fact of the matter is that with Gladiator II, if Denzel Washington actually starts singing, that's going to be weird because he's never done that before. It's going to be This is going to be like a parody almost. Yeah. I I mean, like Men in Black and Wild Wild West. Yeah. And we expected those music videos. I mean, he was busting out into the movie scene, and come on. But Will Smith isn't in this. In fact, I just saw that he's doing Popeye, which is really bad timing considering that uh Shelley Duvall just died. I hope he holds back on that and out of respect. I would think he would. And you know, I just thought of something. He he was so scared to do the genie in the Disney version because he said those that's such a big role to fill after Robin Williams. Why is he taking another Robin Williams role? I just thought of that. Okay, whatever. That's a whole other ball of wax. Anyway, so the Super Bowl commercial is a commercial. All the other trailers have Hans Zimmer in it. Okay, Hans Zimmer's The Battle. All right, I think one has Now We Are Free. All right, that's it. That's it. That commercial is footage next to footage. And it's because I'm sure that there is a wrestling commercial for the same reason. Look, when I was in high school, Stone Cold was big. And of course, that was also the time that The Rock was huge in wrestling. So I'm sure that there was, because again, number one movie. You go down the list of all the number one movies and they're slapping it on all products. Titanic, same thing. Little Mermaid, they were doing that. And um, Lion King, it happened for 2 years. And I know it's the 30th anniversary of The Lion King. And shoot, I don't know what else to tell you on that one. No, I do know what else to say because I was also seeing where people are going after Hans Zimmer. You know, I love honest trailers. I love that channel and everything. And but the one thing that they said on their Gladiator honest trailer was bringing up the fact that also used uh, Hans Zimmer used his Gladiator music for Pirates of the Caribbean. And so everybody has to bring up, oh my gosh, he recycled. Oh my gosh, he's so lazy. Oh my gosh, quit it. Absolutely quit it. You're acting like, you know that Green Day has done that? Michael Jackson did that. Do you really want me to go down the list of all the Mozart did that. John Williams did that. Listen to Indiana Jones and you will hear Star Wars. Okay. You try writing a symphony for several instruments. Okay. You sit there and act like there be Henry Mancini. Okay, I absolutely love Henry Mancini. And I think what's absolutely hilarious is every party song is just the same. The party song that he had in Breakfast at Tiffany's is the exact same as the party song that he had in Pink Panther. And I think there's one other party song that he had in another, all of them, same. But everyone seems to think and will fight about the fact that they're different. Oh no, they're different. And the reason for that is because where they are placed in the movie makes them sound different. But I have the music. I have almost all of his albums. They're the same. He didn't change them. No, I'm sure he had a track that was just party song. Just put it in. Henry Mancini started his career in the 40s and he worked on TV and film up until he died. I don't think his last one was a Great Mouse Detective. I think he worked on a couple more TV shows, but that shows you how long he worked, that span of time. I think because he died in the 90s. So, and you really expect someone to come up with you expect a composer to come up with something new every single time. And I think it's funny that you condemn composers and musicians of copying when there's Mel Brooks who will do filmmakers do throwbacks all the time. Mel Brooks has throwbacks to his other films constantly. Come on. Like the what hump and it's moving around. Well, in Men in Tights, the mole moves around. And there's other things as well. So, oh my gosh. Yeah. And it's funny to me that you won't call that recycling at all, which I wouldn't expect you to because, it really isn't. But because it's his to do with what he wants. It's his movie. He can put it back in if he wants. Just like it's his music, he can do what he wants with it. Damn. I don't know why you have to overcomplicate this. Now, on a final note, because I didn't want to make this too long, the movie itself, uh, because I did look up more of it after watching the trailer. I was actually confused after watching the trailer because I didn't the the point of the trailer is to give you an idea of what the story is about, and I had no clue. You look at every trailer for Gladiator, and you know that this guy lost everything, and obviously it was Commodus, that uh that emperor. He's the reason, and especially when almost every trailer has that monologue. Yeah, I am Gladiator. Or when he says, I am Maximus. Yeah. So you want to see this showdown. You want to see if Maximus will take down that guy. what's going to happen. This one, I couldn't tell. So I looked it up and I'm going to tell you right now, there's too many characters. There's way too many damn characters. First of all, there's no reason for two emperors. Now, to clear up one thing, because I did see channels asking if these were lovers, what was going on? Were they twins? Were they lovers? What? They're brothers. They're not twins. They were actual emperors in history, Caracalla and Geta. Uh, Caracalla offed his brother Geta. They were co-rulers by the decision of their father. Their father decided that before he died. Caracalla decided, I'm not sharing, offed Geta, and like it usually happens in Rome. I mean, what did Commodus do, right? He's like, oh no, Maximus isn't going to do this. No, I'm the rightful emperor. I don't like what I'm hearing, Dad. We know that's what happened. Yeah, so and I have to agree. I mean, why not just have one of them? Why not have Carousela and then reference Geta? That would make more sense. The other thing, the one thing that confused me was this whole thing with Pedro Pascal and Paul Mescal. I just, I mean, I understand that Pedro Pascal is playing a Roman general, but why is he in the ring so much? I mean, I feel like he has a personal, I, I understand it'll probably be explained in the movie, but what I saw in the trailer, it's like he has a personal vendetta against Lucius Verus, who is played by Paul Mescal. And it's like, does he know this kid? Pedro Pascal plays this general who is trained under Maximus. But it's like nobody else knows who Lucius is except for Denzel Washington's character. So why does he have such a problem with this guy? Why is he trying to kill him? I don't, that's what I got out of it. Yeah, it's just, it's the age old, too many cooks in the kitchen. One of the things that I learned in a writing class was when you have too many characters in your story, it overwhelms the reader and they can't focus and they'll walk away. And this surprises me of Ridley Scott, because even even with Exodus Gods and Kings, which a lot of people didn't like, when I was watching it, there was still a good balance of characters, you know. Robin Hood, one of my favorites, a good balance. And I didn't see Napoleon. Um, so when, I tried to forget Prometheus, so I can't say either way. I really did not like Prometheus. Yeah, this one just it feels like there's just too much going on. And so there were a lot of people that were saying Pedro Pascal again. Now, I haven't seen Pedro Pascal in anything, so not that I know. I did look up his filmography and I was surprised how far back. I was like, he was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He was in And so he's been acting a lot longer than I realized. Um, but I just haven't seen him in anything, so I couldn't say either way. But I remember the Channing Tatum craze. So Hollywood finds their golden child, and yeah, you just have to sit back and wait for the next one. It's how it is sometimes. And but anyway, in closing, I'm hoping this isn't too long. In closing, basically, I will. I'm not going to link the old script. You can find it anywhere. But pretty much it was. He was this resurrected gangster Christ killing machine turned Marty McFly. It really weird. It's just really crazy. And but the question is, have his other movies suffered because he was so obsessed with making Gladiator II? Um, I, maybe. Um, and then, with the hip hop in the trailer, it's just a bad business move. He knows better. Don't go defending him. He's been doing this for years. And when he says that it's set in ancient Rome, and just don't don't defend him. And the people that keep wanting to bring up that commercial, it's a commercial. It's not a trailer. It's a commercial. There's a difference between a trailer and a commercial. Again, this was the number one movie. I was there. Okay. I remember one of the best commercials was the one with Beyonce, Britney Spears, and Pink, and Enrique Iglesias played the Emperor. And that Pepsi commercial, I go back and watch it every once in a while. And the girls went out in the Coliseum and they sang "We Will Rock You." Okay. They had a short version and a long version. Look for the long version where they sing that song. All right. Because the shorter version just has them doing the clapping, you know. And Hans Zimmer, look, it's his music to do what he wants with it. Now, I did look up who is doing the music for this one. It's the same composer that's behind the Shrek movies. Now, I absolutely love the Shrek 2 soundtrack, so that's a win. Also did Prince of Egypt, Prince of Persia, which is one of my favorites. I actually like Prince of Persia, the movie. And Chronicles of Narnia, two of the Chronicles of Narnia movies, Lion the Witch and the Ro Wardrobe, if I can say it, Lion Witch Wardrobe, and uh, Prince Caspian, I believe. So those are good soundtracks right there. I'll find his name, put it in the description box because I didn't write it down. And then for the movie itself, it's just too bogged down with characters as far as I'm concerned. The other movies like Exodus, Gods and Kings, I didn't see Napoleon, so I can't say anything on that. And Robin Hood, there was a good balance of characters. So I don't know why he has so many. And it's, but anyway, this is what I have to say on the matter, and I will close up here.